this team, I tell you. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown, coming to you from the couch tonight, where I just watched the Edmonton Oilers have a 2-0 lead over the St. Louis Blues, who are on a 7-game losing streak coming into tonight. And the Edmonton Oilers let it completely slip away with about a minute 23 to go. The Blues go up 3-2, completing the full-on comeback, and they get the 3-2 victory over the Oilers here tonight. If you saw my video from earlier today, I did an interview with my good buddy Jack, who's a St. Louis Blues fan. He was at the game tonight, so congratulations, Jack. It's been a while since you've seen your team have success against mine, and this win's got to feel pretty good for you. So I'm happy for you, but very frustrated with my team tonight. A 2-0 lead. I mean, certainly not an insurmountable lead, not a 6-0 lead or anything like that, but definitely something the Oilers have to find a way to hold on to, and they just let it completely slip away tonight. They kept the Blues to only 4 shots in the third period. That should be enough to hold off the other team, find a way to get that go-ahead goal, but the Edmonton Oilers cannot get the job done tonight. Jordan Binnington, some big saves for the Blues tonight. Calvin Pickard made his share of saves, but obviously facing some criticism on that second goal where the puck is bounced in off of him by Robert Thomas to get the game tied 2-2. So ultimately, that was a lot of players having a breakdown on that goal, and the whole team overall just has to be better. You can't allow games to slip away like the Edmonton Oilers are here. This is one where they should have at least been able to push it to overtime. So it's a frustrating night, no two ways about it. A big night for Connor McDavid. I'll get to that in a moment. Jack Roslovic. At this point, you have to think he has to be a fixture on that first power play unit. He scores again tonight for the Oilers. Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins picking up the assists. And then Andrew Mangiapane, who hasn't done anything for a while here, so good to see him get back on the score sheet. Goal number 4 on the season, again from Nuge and McDavid, so 2 points for both of those guys. Dalibor Dvorsky for the St. Louis Blues gets them going on the power play, making it 2-1, and then Robert Thomas, the goal I was talking about that's banked in off of Calvin Pickard, ties the game 2-2, and then in the third period, Pius Suter at 18:37 gives the Blues the 3-2 lead and the 3-2 victory. Let's get to Connor McDavid's huge night, and again, it's like Matt Savoy getting his very first NHL goal the other night. You want to celebrate these things, but with the way that game ended, terrible loss to the Rangers there, and a 3-2 loss to the St. Louis Blues, it really takes away from being in a celebratory mood, and we should be celebrating for Connor McDavid tonight. Connor McDavid hits 1,100 points, doing so in just 726 games. Only 3 players have done it faster. Wayne Gretzky at 464, Mario Lemieux at 550, and Mike Bossy at 725. And looking at the era that those guys played in and the era that Connor McDavid plays in today, it's just even more incredibly impressive. So congratulations to number 97 on such an amazing feat. He's passed 1,100 points obviously now as well. So like I said, it should be a night of celebrating here for the Edmonton Oilers, but a frustrating end to this hockey game. But definitely wanted to point that out for number 97. An interesting post here from the One for One podcast. Young Ike Howard leads the Oilers with 10 penalty minutes in 13 games so far this season. To add on top of his outgoing nature and knack for scoring goals, they joke here, welcome back, Evander Kane. Well, Ike Howard isn't quite Evander Kane yet, but I get where they're going from with that. I've kind of noticed Ike Howard taking a lot of penalties, and yeah, he's up to 10 penalty minutes in 13 games played so far with the Edmonton Oilers this season. So part of being a rookie, part of knowing where to have your stick and taking penalties at inopportune times. Connor McDavid was in the penalty box for one such play. So overall, guys, just a frustrating night, but a celebratory night in some capacity anyway for Connor McDavid. There was some talk earlier today from insider Frank Saravalli that the Edmonton Oilers, as we know, have Troy Stetcher out there as a trade possibility, but we may even see Ty Emberson moved as well, or instead of Troy Stetcher. I don't think that's the way to go. I'm a fan of Troy Stetcher, but Ty Emberson is definitely the younger guy, and I would hang on to him. I think he's got obviously more of a future than Troy Stetcher at this point, although Troy Stetcher, like I said, is an excellent defenseman, but he's ultimately a number 7 defenseman at this point. So we'll see what happens there. We know the Edmonton Oilers are probably going to make at least a couple moves. The other move just may be putting somebody on waivers or sending someone down. During the broadcast on the radio, I was listening to the first period on 880 Ched, and Bob Stauffer did mention that he's hearing that next Monday against the Columbus Blue Jackets is the most likely game for Zach Hyman's return. I will be at that game that night, so I'm really hoping that does come true. If Zach Hyman can't come back sooner than that, obviously want him back as soon as possible, but if I could be there for the official return of Zach Hyman, that would be pretty cool. But I think that's all I got to say on this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Which players would you like to see the Oilers move on from here? Maybe just Troy Stetcher, or would you prefer to see Ty Emberson go out the door? Up front, who do you think ultimately goes here when Zach Hyman does return? What do you think the Edmonton Oilers have to change here going forward? They really struggled to put 60 minutes together, and once again, they let a lead slip away here. Let me know your thoughts on everything Edmonton Oilers in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.